let me down. Yeah, I've run aground.
Hello and welcome to the Indie Tea Talk podcast. I'm Adam, your host for a journey into indie music across the north of England. Tune in as we share a brew with some of the most exciting indie artists around, exploring their unique melodies and creating a space where you can discover your favourite music like never before. And whilst you're here, please show your support by hitting that subscribe button. It's a massive help to us and also the amazing artists that we feature. Today on the Indie Tea Talk podcast, we're joined by a band that doesn't quite fit in anywhere and doesn't really want to. The Monday Smile are a Southsea-based project built entirely on independence, instinct, and doing things their own way. No label, no machine behind them. Just a small circle of people who believe what they're doing and a fan base that seems to connect. In just over 2 years, they've written, recorded and released their debut album, Nothing, played around 30 shows, including festival slots, and already have a second album recorded and on its way. But what really stands out is their mindset. Everything is in service to the music, even if that means sitting outside of trends, scenes and expectations. This conversation is about identity, independence and the reality of building something from the ground up. So, please welcome LJ into the studio from The Monday Smile.
How you doing, mate?
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, do you know what? Every time that this happens, and it's happened a few times now, which is unbelievable, but every time someone travels so far to come and spend an afternoon with us, I just can't believe my luck.
Oh, bless
So I just want to first and foremost just say how grateful we are to have you all the way up here.
Well, thank you. Pleasure's ours.
So I hope
mine.
Yes, yeah. Solo project today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I'm thinking, if we do manage to get you some gigs up north, then we might be able to see you again.
We'd love to. Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's kind of start back at the beginning a little bit. How did the Monday Smile first come together just over 2 years ago?
The Monday Smile was just initially just an idea in my head, and it was there for a very long time, a number of years, in fact.
Right.
And it didn't actually become something until a couple of years ago, where I'd messaged our drummer Wookie. I didn't know him.
Right.
On one of these sort of band dating style apps.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so, but the funny thing about that is the original message I sent him was 6 months before he replied, and that's kind of where that's the idea was gestating back then.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get any replies from anyone, on these sites, and I was just like, maybe this is never going to come to fruition.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, I get this message from this guy, and he's just like, "Hey, I might have some space, yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, bit late, mate, but all right, let's go."
Yeah.
And
been ghosting me for all this time.
Yeah. Like I was like, sort of heartbroken. I think the crazy thing about that was we arranged a rehearsal at his studio space that we had at the time,
right?
That he had at the time, and I walked in the room with him. And wasn't expecting anything, but that was kind of my ethos going into it, is just not expecting anything.
Yeah.
And we just started jamming. I had a bunch of songs, and it just literally felt like the most natural thing I'd ever done.
Right.
With him. So we just gelled immediately.
So that was a two-piece at that point then?
Yeah, like we were a two-piece for we got a friend of ours to come and play bass. He tried out, and he liked the first rehearsal, and then he was like, I'm too old for this.
Right, okay.
I'm like, okay, lovely guy, but he just wasn't vibing. And then we got we auditioned Rusty, who is our previous bass player, bless his heart. And we grew up together in punk bands when we were little, 14. So that's how that started. And then he came in the band, and he just fit right in. It was just great. And I think the whole vibe of the band anyway, and the feeling about it was that it wasn't, even though we were in the band, it's not really ours. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. Like in a sense, it's sort of like we're in service to whatever's coming out.
Yeah.
And none of us have egos. Well, I don't think we do anyway. So it really isn't about when you get in a room together. It's not really about I want this.
Right. Okay.
It's like, oh, does this feel good? Do we like this? Do we get enjoyment out of it? And that from the get-go was the idea. And because of that, we've been very prolific in our writing. Like, more than any band I've ever been in my entire life, or from a self place, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how it started. And it's just 2 years. It's just
done it. It just it just happened
so fast.
So you kind of described yourselves as a band that doesn't really fit into any sort of scene or trend. Has that kind of always been the case, or is this something that you're kind of developing with this project, with this band?
I think from a personal perspective, I've always felt like I didn't fit in. So whether that idea and that concept is just something I carry with me anyway.
Yeah.
So regardless of whether we fit into a scene or not, I don't feel like I do.
Okay.
And I don't feel like we do. And, you know, we got labelled quite early on as like new grunge or whatever you want to call it, because, you know, we are very, you know, we're a rock band, but there's no denying that we sound very like grunge, like 90s grunge sort of stuff. But to be honest with you, when we do shows, we often fit with the bands we play with. We don't have the mindset that these other bands seem to have. And I don't know whether that's the culture of today and every band for themselves vibe. I don't know if that is true, but certainly from our perspective, we've always gone into it as like looking for other bands to sort of share the journey with and bring each other up. And our experience in the 2 years that we've been doing this is that we don't really come across many bands that are open to that.
Wow.
They're often quite closed off and a bit, even bands in a genre similar, especially similar to ours.
Yeah.
They don't have that sort of Seattle 90s kind of grunge
right
ethos.
Do you know, that's so strange because like from people I've spoken to that, you know, around the Leeds and Manchester and Hull and York sort of scenes, it's the complete opposite to that. It's so community, especially like York is such a small city. Like every musician knows every musician almost. Yeah. And that sort of community aspect and pushing each other and going and supporting different bands, like, you know, there's always, whenever you go and see a band, you will always bump into 5 other bands going to watch it. And it seems like it's such an enriching experience that you guys don't seem to be getting as much down south then. No,
I mean, just generally speaking, like, I think that's fantastic, by the way, and I think that is the key to building any kind of grassroots music scene.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Is having bands that all want to champion each other. I think one of the issues we have is that, from our perspective, bands like us are dotted around the country. Yeah. So there are a handful of bands that I would say that are similar to us, but they live geographically quite far away.
Yeah.
Which makes it very difficult for us to create like a scene like you were talking about. But what I would say is, where I live in Southsea is a wonderful music scene, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, and there are some very amazing people that in Southsea, promoters,
championing it.
Yeah, studios, you know, and other bands as well that are all lovely and they all want to be, you know, doing it. It's I don't know. I think the vibe that we have down south it's a real struggle these days to even get people to come to shows, let alone you know, get the bands to come together and all that. And it's a weird one. But you know, that's not to say that it won't happen.
It just needs the right catalyst almost, doesn't it? And
it needs a spark. It needs a moment. And I don't know when that will. I think there's one coming. I think if we look at the landscape of our world right now, it's desperate for some fuckery from music.
I completely agree.
And
I love that terminology as well. Yeah.
And it needs to happen. And I'm fully up for that. I'm fully up for being a part of that wave if it's possible.
100%.
Yeah.
So everything you've done so far has been quite self-driven.
Absolutely, 100%.
And from recording to releasing, has that always been the plan, or what were you? Sort of what options were you? Is that what? Can't get my words out. Was that like the option at the time, and so you ran with it, or is it a part of the identity of the band? Is what I'm trying to say.
It's no options. We were just a bunch of guys, and that's all we had available.
Yeah.
And we lent into what skills we had, and what we had available to us at the time. So everything we've achieved is essentially just us, I think also because of the style we play and everything else, it's more niche, so it's a lot more complicated to get people involved in it.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why we've got to where we are in the 2 years that we've been together is complete denial. No, I'm joking. It's complete belief in what we're doing and love of what we're doing.
Yeah.
In service to the music that is coming out of us.
Yeah.
So it really isn't about us. It's about what is produced when we're together.
Yeah.
And that love for doing it and performing it and creating it and just being a fly on the wall when that's happening. So that really is what's been driving us since day one.
Yeah.
And it's having that sense of authenticity that comes with that, because I think a lot of bands, and this is not a negative as such, but there are a lot of bands that are driven for many reasons, and sometimes the reasons are fame or success, and I do know.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. It's sometimes you need to be like you say. So you are at service of the music, and the outcomes of that are what they are.
Yeah.
But the entryway into it is the passion, the belief, the love for what you do.
Yeah.
So if
completely
fame and fortune is a byproduct of that, then so be it. But that's not the goal. That's not the pathway that you're choosing to take. It's more about the journey that you go on to get there. Is that right?
Yeah, and it's about the gratitude that comes with it. Like, I'll just be grateful. You might not end up being a big rock star or something.
No.
But the experiences that come to you and that you are being given, you should be grateful for them. Like it's that simple in my mind anyway. And I think it's also the age old be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Because there's all these bands that are like, we want to be massive, we want to be the biggest bands in the world. It's like, what do you want to sacrifice to do that, man?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to sell? Like, you have to give away a lot if you want to be that. And the question is, what is that you're giving away? And I think from our perspective, we're so precious of the experience that we get from making the music that we're okay with accepting certain things. Like, it's like, okay, if highly unlikely, but if any major record label ever came to us and said, we want to sign you, blah blah blah, the first question would be, why? What do you want?
Yeah.
Like, what do you
get out
us?
of it? Yeah, what do you get out of it? Yeah. Because we get all your resources, and you're going to front us a load of money.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for? Are you looking at us as an investment opportunity, or are you looking at us as what? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And labels now, like, as far as I'm aware, no labels get involved with bands unless they're like pulling serious numbers on their social media and their Spotify and all this lot, right? Which is very funny to me because it's almost like, well, if you've already got all the numbers and you're really, really successful in what you're doing, why do you need a fucking record label anyway?
Exactly. You've already fucking cracked it, haven't you? You've already got the algorithm sussed sort of thing.
So they're just jumping on the train and exploiting you. Like,
as opposed to bringing you up and saying, like, I see talent here. Like it used to be, like, you know, I think this band has got what it takes. So I'm gonna buy in now, and I'm gonna help you to develop. I'm gonna give you which you're right. You don't see much of that. At least I don't hear about it anyway.
And I was saying this earlier about the numbers and stuff, and this is something that I've really picked up on recently. Is that we've played with bands that have like 250,000, you know,
like Instagram followers,
or TikTok followers, and then we, you know, and we go and do the show with them, and there's 4 people watching them,
right?
And I'm just like, okay, because as a band that's, you know, I'm not going to lie, we would love to have more fans, and we would love to.
Of course, right?
Gain a bigger fan base all the time. You're working towards it.
Yeah, of course.
Those two things can exist at once. You know, wanting to be precious of what you do and successful in that element, but also be successful in other elements too. They can coexist. But I think what I found profound is that you look at that and you see the numbers online, and they'll have loads of Spotify plays and all this, but those listeners don't translate into bodies in a room, and that is essentially what you need. Yeah. You need a fan base because you're never going to make money out of Spotify. Ever. No. Never. So, and TikTok, you're not going to make money out of that unless you do weird stuff, adverts, and I don't know, sell yourself in it, you know. And a lot of those bands seem to have to like do things that we would never do.
It's like the byproduct of music is that you have to create these other things to get money to do the music, as opposed to like being paid for the music.
Absolutely. It feels like the music now is the afterthought.
Yes.
And that doesn't make sense to me.
No.
But I grew up in a time where, you know, I would get on a bus when I was a kid, and I'd go to the local record store, and I'd find a compilation album of a label that I liked, and I'd buy that record, and I'd go home and I'd listen to it on the bus, and I'd discover bands. Yeah. And I'd fall in love with those bands, and I'd buy their records, and then I'd go to their concerts. Now you just go Spotify, play, skip, you know, and a lot of time invest.
It's playlisting, right? So you can get a song on a playlist and it might do mad numbers.
Yeah.
But like you've got one song that's got like fucking, I don't know, 500,000 players. And then the rest of the songs have got like 4,000.
Exactly.
Because that one song's been picked up on a playlist. That doesn't translate. And that's great. You know, it's a great way for people to, I'm sure that lots of people will have discovered that band through that playlist.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is that all those plays, like you're saying, they don't actually make that much, they don't actually translate to fans. And it's just a numbers game.
Yeah.
Which is great if you're an accountant, I suppose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But and it's about how do you cross over into that world?
Yeah.
You know, and as a band that we have our own label, we do it all ourselves. You know, we're always we have to think about what that is as a label.
Yeah.
So we're both. You know, we're the band, and then we're like, oh, we're the label.
Yeah.
What would a label do?
Yeah. It's like take one hat off, put the other one on, and.
So it's like, okay, we've got a little bit of money that we've saved up doing our day jobs.
Yeah.
How do we utilize that? Who do we get involved? Who do we throw the money at? And I've meetings with these people, and I asked them that question, like, how do you get from here to here?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get from plays and all that to bodies in the room? None of them have been able to give me that answer.
Yeah, I wouldn't know myself either. Like, I wouldn't know, but I suppose they're asking for your money to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's just like, give me some money. Give me your money.
Yeah. Right. It's time to ask the infamous question. And it's time to ask about tea. Okay. Now I know that you mentioned in your little description that you write to us that you don't actually drink tea. So I'm interested to hear, if your music was a flavour of tea, what would it be and why?
It's difficult. It's very difficult. I mean, you know, I went through a phase of drinking green tea, but I don't think it really...
No, I'm not getting green tea vibes.
No. It's tricky.
It is a tricky one. I'm not quite sure. You might be outside of the tea spectrum.
Yeah, maybe. We're probably operating on another spectrum completely. I think we might be a form of coffee. I don't know.
High energy.
High energy,
high impact.
Yeah, and then we crash instantly afterwards.
Yeah. The caffeine the caffeine crash.
Yeah, I think that's. But tea's supposed to have more, isn't it?
So I've heard, but I mean, I'll be honest. I've never do you know when people say, "Oh, don't have a cup of coffee before bed, you won't go to sleep." I could have a cup of coffee then go straight to sleep. I don't know.
I rarely sleep as it is, so I don't think it's probably because I drink way too much coffee.
Oh, right. Maybe I'm just not drinking enough of it. I mean, my coffee's too weak.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we're going to jump into your first live session. Do you want to tell us what you're going to be playing and a little bit about it?
Okay, so this song is called Slow Dive, and it's going to be the first single off our second album. Yeah, and it just came out of a jam, essentially. Yeah. I had a few ideas, and we just jammed it, and it came together pretty quickly. I won't tell you what the song's about because I believe that lyrics should be
ambiguous.
Yeah, just interpreted by the listener and make it their own that way. Yeah. Slow Dive.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
To my head, one of us is leaving here, the other is dead. No doubt, a face that's true. I don't mean nothing, man, if I don't have you. Yeah, I'm that voice inside of you. It's true. Love and regret. Nobody could pull me down better than I can. Quicksand stuck like glue. Cause I don't mean nothing, man, if I don't have you. Cause me, myself, and I could use somebody like you. Somebody like you. Somebody like you. Be the devil of men. I am the king of fools. I don't mean nothing, man, if I don't have you. Cause me, myself, and I could use somebody like you. 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 Somebody like you
So you put out nothing. Actually, that sounds quite weird, doesn't it? You put out nothing last August.
Uh-huh.
But you were
Precisely.
already writing your second album at the same time. So how did that work? Like with creativity and the stories and the different projects, that must have been quite a difficult balancing act.
It's a weird one when you're already bored of your first record.
Do you know, I hear that so
one.
often, honestly, because it takes so long to, you know.
But for us, it didn't.
Oh,
you know?
right, okay.
That's the crazy thing. Like, I mean, we became a band 2 years ago, and about within, I don't know, 6 months, we'd written the first album. We'd written 15 songs for the first album. And we'd started recording it almost instantly from the first couple of songs that were written. We knew what we were going to put out as the main singles.
Yeah. How was it? Because they just felt so distinctive as part of the album, or
they were the most kind of natural feeling, and like we just sort of fell into them.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's about not overthinking it with us. Like it was kind of like, okay, we're in service to this.
Yeah.
This feels right. It just happened.
Yeah, it feels right, so therefore it is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so we wrote that record, and then we recorded it ourselves in our own studio, and I mixed it. Someone else mastered it for us.
Right.
They polished my turd,
rolled it in glitter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Painted it gold. And but what was going on was, as we were recording the record, because it was written, we were just writing, and we were finding ourselves trying to just write all the time and not record, and that was something we had to balance.
Yeah.
But by the time the record was pressed to vinyl, we'd already written 19 songs for the second album.
Freaking hell! All right.
Yeah. And they weren't finished. They were just like we do this sort of shelf thing where we put the songs on the shelves. It's a way of it not getting stagnant, and also just allowing it to be what it is, and just sit with it. And we're very lucky because we have a setup where everything's mic'd, so we won't go into rehearsal and we record what we write, and we just let things come out, and then we take it away and listen to it, and then like that's shit, that's great, that feels wonderful, you know. But normally you just know anyway when you're in the room. So that's what we did. And yeah, so we put the record out in August last year, and we were already starting to get twitchy and like, let's play some new songs. And my drummer was like, at the time, he was like, but no one's heard the old songs. They're not even old. They're not even like, it'll just come out. So that's been difficult to navigate, but it's all good. I mean, we're like 5 songs into the third record already. We've already written 5 songs.
Wow.
So it's just
you guys are just nuts.
It's just because we love it, you know, and because also you just let it happen. I think you get out your own way. If you can do that, you know, not everything you write's going to be good, but that's okay.
Okay, yeah. Of course it is.
You know, you just don't put it on the record.
Yeah,
and
I think the way that you record your rehearsal as well, that's really cool. I know that we had a band called Eva come on.
Right.
And they've got Richard from Embrace is like the
cool.
Is the guitarist, and they do the exact same thing. They go in to rehearsal and record everything, and then they'll sit through it and look through and pick out the bits and all that sort of stuff. And it must take ages. Like it must take you. I mean, how long do you rehearse for?
We normally do like 4 hours a time, but I mean, it's. I just think that the magic is in that, like, because that's where the authenticity comes. Is when you're not controlling it and you just let it come out.
Yeah.
And someone might play a riff, and then the drummer might play along to that riff, and suddenly it just goes on a new path, and that in itself is the exciting part for me. It's what I love. It's what I love more than anything else, is that discovery with your friends, you know. But yeah, I think that's what's served us really well. But we've been in between studios at the moment. We're hoping to move into a new one in a couple of weeks, so we've been doing it on our iPhones, and it just is not the same.
No. So in transition then from your first album to your second album, where you recorded, produced and mixed everything yourself, you've been working with an engineer in the studio for your second album. Is that right?
Yeah, that was difficult to do. You're like opening the door to somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's like your baby, you know.
Uh-huh.
But we all knew at the time that it was the right call, because it was like we need to move forward with our sound, and while I am, you know, I enjoy recording and producing and everything, my skill set is limited to what I know.
Of course,
you know, and so we like a year before even the first record came out, we went to a studio in Southsea called Southsea Sound. We're actually doing a show for them next weekend, their 10-year anniversary.
Oh, sick. Which will have happened by the time this comes out.
Yeah, so you know,
what a great show you had.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And anyway, they're awesome, and they had a really good vibe about them. And we met Tim Greaves, who is the engineer and there, and we hit it off with him straight away, and he completely got what we were trying to do. But it was very difficult because we'd already demoed the songs several times all the way through.
Okay.
And the demos sound, I was in love with the demos. So you have to like let go of the sound of the demos. And he really helped us sort of like, I mean, it was a mental experience, that recording, because essentially our bass player, who's Rusty, who's now left, we've got a new bass player, Kerry, who's an old friend of mine, and he's settled in so well, he's just slotted right in. But essentially, Rusty had to leave because his life was just absolutely just the most complicated, difficult circumstances. I won't go into it.
No, of course.
It's not my place. But essentially, we originally were going to go into the studio and record the album live, and then I was going to do the vocals afterwards. But Rusty couldn't. The day before we went into the studio, a family issue came up, and he couldn't go.
Oh, right.
So we were just waiting on tenterhooks for when he was going to come, and we'd already fronted the money for this, and we're going to lose a lot of money that we'd saved for a year, you know.
Yeah.
So we went in the studio, and then Tim was like, "Look, why don't you just do it multi-track?" And I was that's not punk rock. That's not, you know, that's not.
It's not the vibe, man. It's not the vibe.
That's not live, man. Yeah. But I was like, you know what? The universe is telling us this. Like, this is what we have to do. Like, otherwise it would be the other way. And in 7 days, and this is mental, in 7 days, Wookie tracked his drums in 14 songs in 2 days.
Wow. All
the drum tracks. And some of them were first takers, and they were, and it was like mind blowing. And then Rusty managed to get one day he came down and he did all 14 bass tracks in 1 day, and he was like green when he left.
I bet.
He was just like gone and like absolutely.
I bet his fingers were in bits as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great bass player anyway, but it was just like, it was like quite impressive to see.
Yeah.
And then I laid the guitars in 2 days. And then I laid all
down.
Yeah, I felt like that, but I had to double up. You know, I had to do double takes.
Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah,
and clean guitars.
Yeah.
And then I did all the vocals in 2 days for 15 songs. I don't know how I did that either, but it was so in 7 days we'd recorded 90% of the album, and then I took it away and I did all the backing vocals and double up on the vocals and things like that. And then now we've just sent it off to be mixed. So Tim's working on it at the moment, and
how exciting!
Yeah, I'm very excited to hear it.
How long is it going to be before you're going to be starting to see some of that come back then?
I don't know. Soon.
Yeah.
He's promised me soon.
That's as good as it gets.
Yeah, it's like, but I know what it takes, you know, to mix a record, and it's a lot of work, and he's, you know, and I also know from just working with him that this record means something to him. Like, he was invested, and he, you know, he bless his heart, he was so sweet about it and into it, that I know he's like really trying to get it the best he can get it, and that's all you can ask of someone, right? It's
100, yeah,
so
absolutely, man.
whether
Yeah.
you're paying them or not, it's like that's the key to anything.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, you know.
It's nice to have that investment in it though. Like, you know, having people invested in your project is a really, you know, speaking from experience with this place, it's a really humbling thing. Like where you think, oh, like these people are really buying into this idea that I've got, and they're really interested in it, and they want to put their own little piece in the jigsaw. And
well, you're building a community here. You're building you know, you're building a culture of bringing bands in and giving them opportunities, and you should never underestimate the power of that. Like what you're doing, like essentially you're facilitating bands to come in and talk about what they are and what they want to do. And you know, the music's one thing, but allowing a band the space to talk about how they feel about it and what they think, that's very, you know, important, and it helps fans connect to the message and the artist. As long as that artist has a clear understanding of who they are.
Which most of the time they do.
Yeah, most of the time.
No, but it's nice. Thank you for saying that, because that is, like, you know, going off topic, talking about ourselves a little bit here, but that is exactly what I am very conscious of, how much short form content there is out there in the world. And long form content is not the most popular. But and that were like one of the considerations that I made when we started doing this. Like, should we cut it? Should we make it shorter? I remember speaking to George about it, and I'm like, who's gonna want to get involved in something that does an hour-long podcast? And I was like, and then I had to check myself a little bit and go, actually, do you know what? The people who are interested will get involved with that.
Yeah.
The people who want to talk about their art,
definitely,
and the people who want to listen to that will get involved. And that's enough for us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hate to quote A Field of Dreams. You remember that movie? But if you build it, they will come.
Oh, God, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Or the Wayne's World 2. They used that in Wayne's World 2.
We'll say that.
Yeah, Wayne's World 2. Yeah, we'll edit that out.
But yeah, thank you for that. Thank you.
No,
A bit of a digression.
Yeah.
So you've played about 30 shows and festivals. What have you learned from playing live that's different from obviously rehearsals and everything? How has that helped develop the band?
I think from my perspective, I gave up music for a very long time. So to be in the Monday Smile and then to go and do shows was really fucking terrifying for me.
God, yeah.
But a couple of whiskeys can fix all ills. So,
yes.
But essentially, the minute I just decided to carry over the in service of and just being myself, and that is all we have. So I just thought, right, I'm just going to go out on stage and I'm going to let go, and I'm not going to care what people think, and I'm just going to be myself, and I'm just going to do my best to put on a really good show. And it just naturally fell into place. And you know, we're quite visceral live, where, you know, when we can afford to do it, we did this thing called Sending Guitars to Heaven, right?
Okay.
Which is not original whatsoever.
Right.
But it's not, you know, many bands have trashed gear before.
Yeah.
And I get asked about it sometimes, but what people don't understand is that it's not as a performance thing. It's actually therapy for us, right?
Yes.
I warrant anybody that's having a shit day to pick up a guitar and smash it. Like, you feel so much better. And I think what we do as well is people are like, oh, you know, like, you shouldn't smash up instruments, it's terrible. And I'm like, listen, we go online and we find the cheapest in the cupboard relics that no one is ever going to play again. Some kid bought it, you know, got it for Christmas. It's like 50 quid and they wanted to sell it for 30.
Yeah.
And that guitar is never going to see the light of day. And what we've done is we've taken it and we've given it a moment, you know?
Yeah. I like that. A
moment in the sun, and then it dies on stage.
Yeah.
And there's something beautiful in that. And that's visceral, and it's wonderful. And it's an expression of our music. And And I think,
And it's exciting. It is exciting.
but it can get expensive. So we've sort of reined it in for like, when I really need it.
Right.
I've got some ready to go.
Have you?
It's
You're stockpiling.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I've had a really shit week.
Yeah, it's when I'm ready for a serious therapy session.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it this week. But yeah, so live, we just really let go and we really just give it everything. And yeah, it is therapeutic for us, so. And it translates well. I think people enjoy seeing us play because we're a bit chaotic.
Yeah. I think it can be quite difficult, the opposite way around, when you're trying to preserve that energy on a track, on an album.
For sure.
Like that's the difficult part. It's not going out there on stage and fucking sending it. It's been able to authentically reproduce that in an album.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is. I think a lot of bands get locked into the perfection part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the killer. I think the issue you have, right, is perfection is unobtainable.
Yeah,
and music is not about being perfect. It's about expressing yourself. It's art, and it's supposed to be capturing a moment. And the first record, we definitely did that. There's things on that record that, of course, it pisses me off. Like, I'm like, oh man, I wish I played that better. I've had that conversation with Wookie, our drummer, and he's just like, oh man, like there was things I would have done differently.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, but it's a moment. And then the second record, because we only had 7 days, you get it done in 7 days because you can't afford
not to.
Yeah. And that makes you make decisions that you might not necessarily have made if you had weeks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I suppose that kind of goes back to the old analog story, right? Yeah. So when tape was tape and not an audio file,
yeah,
like you had a select amount of decisions that you had to burn in.
100%. Yeah.
Which nowadays we can just go hell for leather, as many multi-track, what is it, bloody like 198 tracks or whatever, I don't know. But I'm a big believer in that philosophy that you've said. It's about capturing a moment, and that's one of the things I love about recording live in here.
Yeah,
because it is, and we had this conversation before you started tracking, like, and it's interesting to now revisit it. But like, don't be worried. Like a mistake is part of that moment.
Yeah,
and it's part of that
experience.
experience. And I mean, there are exceptions to that rule, like when you play the wrong chord or a note's completely out of tune, whatever, then obviously you're going to retake that, aren't you? But like those miniature imperfections are littered across all the greatest records that we listen to,
absolutely, and
class as like the pinnacle of music.
And that's what makes live music so exciting, is because like I forget lyrics all the time, so which
well,
yeah, and
peek behind the curtain there.
And so live, sometimes I'll screw up a line, but I'll just, I don't know what I do. I just ad lib it, but I feel like that's a part of the experience, and that doesn't make you shit at what you do or whatever. It just makes you a human, and I think more than ever, we could go into the AO conversation. I don't think we should. More than ever, that is so important, and I think that needs to be captured in music again. And I mean, there's that I don't know if you've heard of them yet or at all, because obviously it comes up on different people's feeds at different times. But there's a Canadian French band called I can't even say their name, but they've got polka dots and like weird masks. I've seen this. They're like math rock, and they've got like
he's got like the double guitar on it.
Yeah, but it's got, is
it bass and guitar? Or?
Yeah, but he's got frets that are half notes, like they're micro something tonal, and they are the anti-AI sort of commercialism band, and they're blowing up, and I'm celebrating that moment. I'm very behind it, and I love them. I think they're fantastic, and fair play to them, and I hope they kill it. I really do. But that's what we need. We need like real authentic music,
I mean, you only have to you look through history, and there is always the counteraction to anything that happens. So like you say, AI comes in and takes over the world, and then everybody realizes that actually that is the worst thing, and like where's the personality, where's the authenticity?
Yeah.
And as a reaction to that, this sort of music comes out.
Exactly.
And all the rest of it and all the culture that comes around it to say, we're not here for that. We're here for human interaction. We're here for people to get things wrong. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, me too.
Right, looking ahead, what's the next chapter? You've already kind of alluded to a third album that's 5 tracks in, are we?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to be taking our time with the third, very much so, because the second obviously isn't even finished mixing. And we got a lot we want to do with that. I mean, it's quite a big record. There's a lot of songs on it. And you know, we want to give the songs the moment they deserve, I think.
Yeah.
Whether or not people agree with us on that one, whether they hear them and go,
I'm sure they will.
But we feel that the record is strong enough to do that. And also, we are old school. You know, we put records out on vinyl, and I'm very much about holding it in your hand, kind of
tactile
thing.
Yeah.
But you know, you've got to revolve or die essentially in this world, and unfortunately, like, the reality of the beast is that the digital world is where it's at. So essentially, you've got to continually release stuff.
Yeah.
In
like
in
drip
that
feeding.
form. Yeah. So with this record, we're going to do quite a bit of that. I'm not going to go into it yet because we haven't completely ironed it out, and I don't want to say something and then
it not happen.
And
yeah.
There's nothing worse than that. But so we're going to be doing that over quite a long period of time, and promoting it as much as we can, and doing as many shows as we physically can that, you know, time allows, everywhere that we can.
Yeah.
And just trying our best to promote the record and get it out to as many people that would enjoy it as possible. And I'm also trying to pull together like a little collective of bands to do some shows with and stuff.
Ah, cool. Right.
So I'm working on that a little bit too, in line with the record and everything else. So we'll see how that goes, but it's quite complicated, and I ain't got much time, so it's like juggling it all. But we've got a lot of shows booked already. We haven't announced a lot of them yet because we're just sort of teeing everything up, and you know, still the supports aren't sorted out and things.
Crossing
like
the T's and dotting the I's sort of thing.
Yeah. But we've got a few dates up already, and you know, this month's already quite busy for us, so and it will continue that way, hopefully. But yeah, we're shooting a video very soon. I don't know when this will come out in relation to when the video happens, but it's
either out or it's coming out soon, I would assume.
It's coming out very soon. And it will do, but our video person, Mags, she's incredible, and when she, you know, she juggles a lot, and she really helps us out. So she did our last video, which we were chatting about earlier, the skate park,
which is, if you've not seen it, it's fucking cool video. Like, you need to go and check that out.
I mean, that's Mags is you know, absolute hard work there. She edited and shot all that in 4 hours. Not the edit part, but the shooting.
I was gonna say that would be seriously impressive.
I'd be like, you need to just quit your day job and just do this professionally, because you're going to make a killing. But so that's essentially what we're going to be doing, is a video and the first single as soon as possible. But again, we're just waiting for the mixes, and it's not something for the first time, it's not something I'm in control of.
It's quite a difficult thing, isn't it?
It's hard. It's hard to accept, but it's a part of it. So, and I know it's in good hands. So once that's ready to go,
brilliant,
nothing will stop me.
Definitely. Right, we're going to jump into your second live track. Do you want to tell us what you're going to be performing and a little bit about it?
Yeah, so it's a song off the first record. It's called Persona Non Grata. It was our second release on the album, and it's a very organic song, that one, and it was written very quickly, and it's very just it's fun to play live. Like, we love it. It's the riffs, like, easy to get into. So persona non grata.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Let me down. Hey, I've run aground, fucking all the time. I don't feel fine. I don't feel fine when everybody wants to know your name, know your name, know your name, know your name. Freak now, you're a freak now. Go back where you came from. Came from. Came from. When everybody wants to know your name. Hey, I know your face. Yeah, I've been in that place. It's cool to be afraid. It's cool to hate. It's cool to hate. When everybody wants to know your name, know your name, know your name, know your name. Freak now, you're a freak now. Go back where you came from. Came from. Came from. Came from. Freak now, you're a freak now. Go back where you came from. 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 Came from.
So you've made it all the way to the quickfire round. This is a standard caveat that comes with the quickfire round. I tend to write shit quickfire questions.
Great.
The reason it's quickfire is because they are a shorter version of probably the more complex questions that I ask through the podcast, which doesn't necessarily equate to a quick answer.
Okay.
So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you some shit and you're just going to wing it,
Okay.
which is what we've done all day.
Yeah,
so.
That's my life, I think.
Yeah,
in every aspect is winging it.
So, like as you will see, my first quickfire question is: do you follow instinct or question everything?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
Yeah?
I 100%.
How do you follow your instinct while questioning it?
So it depends what we're talking about.
Well, I was going to say musically.
Yeah, so musically, I follow instinct first, so I will just allow it to happen.
Yeah.
And then after it, I will question it all.
Why did I do this?
But not more in a kind of like a in service of way. So it'd be like, okay, is this the best version of what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Does it serve me well? And I just allow the answers to come to me. I don't try and push it either way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't like go, oh well, I like this way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's the best answer I can give you to that.
Perfect. I love it. What emotion shows up most in your music?
So it's a tricky one. That what's funny is, and I don't normally use AI based things, but I was trying to think of some stuff related to the second album.
Yeah.
So I put all my lyrics into ChatGPT
Right.
to get its opinion, and I tried to take off that filter, makes it all like, oh, you know, stroking your ego filter.
Yeah.
And it just was really negative. I write about I would say very pessimistic and darker side of people's thinking and feelings, and I don't see the best in the world, I think, and that is probably something I need to work on. But that's kind of
that's the emotion there.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's quite angry. That's that's my feeling about a lot of things.
Not again.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. Sorry, Mum. I mean, do you prefer recording at home or in the studio?
Yeah, I rarely record at home. I might jot down some ideas on my phone. I love being in the studio, especially when it's just organic and it's not. I'm not a massive fan of just sitting there going over the same thing, but I really love just capturing a moment in the studio.
Yeah. What do you think success looks like for you?
That's a hard question. It's a really hard question. Success for me would ultimately be if I can get out of my own way enough to just appreciate the moment I'm in without ever thinking I will be happier or I will be more successful when.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
Living in the moment.
Like, okay, I'm this part of my journey. Someone told me, or I heard it somewhere, that the problem we have is that we're not able to immerse ourselves in the moments we have because we're always thinking about trying to get to where we want to go.
Yeah.
And because of that, we never actually enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me because it's like,
I've definitely done that for a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about here, because I've done it myself, and I've made an active decision to stop doing that. I've had to actively say I'm not gonna keep chasing the dream. I'm gonna live the dream, and then wherever that takes me is a bonus. Is the thing in it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm really fortunate. My partner, she has this mindset, like she can sit on a bench and she can just, just enjoy the bench. And I'm always sitting there on the bench thinking about, this song, this next record. And she's just like, just stop, just be here.
Just be the bench.
So it's helpful to have someone to champion that, like that element that I'm not very good at that. So I think that.
It's a conscious thing though. It's not something, like for me at least, it's not something that I can do accidentally. It's not something like I have to stop myself. I have to check myself and go, just remember what you're doing.
Yeah.
Remember the these are the things. I always say, like, this is the thing that I'll be looking back in 10 years' time and going, wow, what an experience.
Yeah.
And you don't know those moments until they've gone.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to acknowledge them while they're there.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to see how important a moment is at the time, because you're processing so much shit constantly. Like there's things happening, life's going on. Like in the future me, what have all those things, I can reminisce and only remember the one little bit that was really perfect, like the perfect storm. But the difficulty is kicking all those other bits out so you can appreciate it at the time.
I completely agree.
And that would be that's my sort of that's my success. It sounds like we've got very similar.
Yeah, and I think anyone that's doing it for themselves tries to have that mindset.
Yeah,
like what you've built here. You know, if you were constantly just looking in the future and not enjoying it and not making the moment for yourself, you know, then I don't think you would be getting what you're getting. Because I think, without being all like woo-woo about it, but I think the universe gives you what you want as long as you appreciate it and experience it. Like, I just think that's how it works.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's, you know, you are your own. You engineer your own situations, and if you're too concentrated on the things that are to come, and this is why these are quick fire questions, but you engineer your own situations, and if you're so far in front of yourself that you never fully take full effect of what you're doing now.
Yeah,
like how can you fully appreciate like the significance of like you guys coming up here if I'm thinking about, like, you know, where we're lucky enough to have had, because this isn't out yet, the opportunity to work with This Feeling by the Sea, and that is an amazing opportunity for us, and we're really excited to do that. But like that's no better an opportunity than sitting here with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like
this is exactly what you're saying.
This is like take stock of where you are.
Yeah.
Live that
you're having
moment.
a human moment as well, you know.
Yeah.
Like you're connecting with someone you've never met. Like before today, we've never spoken really. You know,
no, only via message on Instagram.
So, you know, and we'll take this conversation away with us, and it may create something else. You know, it inspires other thoughts, other ideas, and that's amazing. Like so,
and the comfort to know that other people have got a very similar mindset. Do you know, like, we are talking about the way that we perceive the world in a very similar way. Yeah. And, you know, there's a good chance that there'll be people listening, watching this, and they'll be like, I get you, I agree with you. Or there's going to be the opposite side of it as well. And then those people will be like, it's very comforting to know that there's people out there that have got a very similar philosophy to life. And it's what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of, it's like self-fulfilling almost, like, you know, I can't think of the right terminology, but it's a great way to build that community around a concept.
It helps you connect others to the same branch, same roots, and that's the only way you're ever going to grow anyway. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we've deep dived that. So now it's time for you to do a little bit of selling. I want you to tell me where we can find you. I want to know where I can find your gigs, where you're going to be posting your new videos, how we can find. I'm assuming, are you getting your second album pressed to vinyl?
Yeah, that's the plan.
The plan. I know it won't have happened by the time this goes out, but do you know where you're going to be able to find all that stuff? And if you do, can you let us know?
Yeah, I mean, our main hub really, because you have to pick one, don't you? Our main hub is Instagram, because it's just the easiest for us. We have got a website, which is themondaysmile.com. So it has every feasible possible platform that you would want to find us on there. But the best way to access us is through that. We've got a Bandcamp where you can buy our records and our t-shirts from. And I would stress that in itself, for any band that is doing it, that is where the fans need to go. If you like a band, just buy their fucking record, man. So that they can do it again, you know? Because all the money we're taking from the first record is going straight into the second. So it's just, you know, that kind of cycle. So our Bandcamp, you can pick up our merch and the vinyl. We've, you know, once it's gone, and we only got 300 copies made and they're nearly all gone. So yeah, and YouTube, it's on there. The links, just
Brilliant.
come and say hi.
Come and say hi. We'll be dropping the links to your Bandcamp website, Instagram, all that stuff in the description below, either on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you're catching this. But yeah, thanks so much, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Really appreciate all the effort you've done to come up here. Amazing live sets, and we wish you a very successful second album.
Thanks, mate.
And we look forward to hearing it.
I wish you guys the best with this, man. It's great, and I hope you get loads of really cool bands coming through your door.
Well, we've already got one.
Thanks, man.
So, but seriously, when you're dominating the world, or at least the North, give us a shout, and we'll get you back in.
Absolutely, mate. Definitely.
Brilliant.
Thanks,
well,
mate.
That kind of wraps up another episode of Indie Tea Talk. Thank you very much once again. Big thank you to everybody for joining us. Please remember to follow all of the Monday Smiles Instagram, socials, everything else that's below. You can also find us on Instagram on Indie Tea Talk. Subscribe on YouTube, all the algorithmically beautiful things that we ask you to do every time. And until next time, thanks very much.